mood. I just love this illustration here of Judy Moody. We can see JM, her initials on her shirt. She's standing there with a picture. And I noticed on that picture, I see it looks like a globe and then Band-Aids. And of course, I'm thinking we use Band-Aids whenever we're hurt. So she's trying to say something about how she feels about Earth and these Band-Aids in her picture. So let's read and find out some more about Judy Moody and her Mr. Rubbish mood. I'm curious to find out what type of a mood this is. Is it a good mood, a bad mood, a strange mood? I know it's going to be funny, so I'm already prepared for that. Okay, I'm just going to read the first page to get us started. It was still dark out when Judy woke up early the next morning. She found her flashlight and notebook. Then she tiptoed downstairs to the kitchen and started to save the world. She hoped she could save the world before breakfast. Judy wondered if other people making the world a better place had to do it quietly and in the dark, so their parents would not wake up. She, Judy Moody, was in a Mr. Rubbish mood. Mr. Rubbish was the good garbage gremlin in her brother Stink's comic book who built his house out of French fry cartons and pop bottles. He recycled everything, even lollipop sticks, and he never used anything from the rainforest. Things that came from the rainforest. That would be a good place to start. Rubber came from the rainforest, and chocolate, and spices, and things like perfume, even chewing gum. Guys, after this first page, I am definitely taking a minute to stop and think about what's happening in the story and making some connections with the title. I don't know about you, but right away I stopped and I thought about, she was in a Mr. Rubbish mood. So I wanted to find out and was curious more about this Mr. Rubbish mood. It says that Mr. Rubbish was the good garbage gremlin in her brother Stink's comic book, who built his house out of French fry cartons and pop bottles. He recycled everything, even lollipop sticks, and he never used anything from the rainforest. So what do you know about Mr. Rubbish? We can tell that Mr. Rubbish is all about recycling. He's all about reusing things. He built his house out of French fry cartons and pop bottles. So he never threw anything away, and he never used anything from the rainforest. So he must believe in helping protect the rainforest and its natural resources. So if she's in a Mr. Rubbish mood, then she is more than likely in a mood to recycle and think about how she can help save the environment. Something else I noticed right away was the point of view that this story is being told from. I noticed that there is no I in this story. It was still dark out when Judy woke up early the next morning. So somebody's telling about Judy waking up. So this must be what point of view, boys and girls? That's right, third person point of view. And how do I know? I know because Judy is not saying, I woke up early the next morning. It says she found her flashlight notebook, then she tiptoed downstairs. So these are third person point of view pronouns that are being used. So that's how we know that this is third person point of view. Okay, continuing on. Love this illustration. She's headed down the stairs. We can see her with her flashlight. She's got her little notebook. Well, she seems like quite a character here. And then, guys, she starts here. Everybody is still in bed, and she is collecting all these things from around the house that she feels like the family should not be using. Because once again, she's in her Mr. Rubbish mood. She's in a mood to change the world and help save the world through recycling and saving the rainforest. it says that she collected stuff from all around the house: chocolate bars, brownie mix, vanilla ice cream, her dad's coffee beans, the rubber toilet plunger. Oh no, that was whenever I really started laughing, boys and girls. Gum from Stink's gumball machine. And of course, who was Stink? Stink is her brother. Her mom's lipstick from the bottom of her purse. She was so busy saving the rainforest that she didn't hear her family come into the kitchen. So obviously, it was either time for them to get up or they heard her downstairs. And her mom says, "What in the world?" Her mom is thinking, "What's going on here? Judy, why are you in the dark?" Dad asked, turning on the lights. So she's woken up the family. She's collected all these things that she feels like they should not be using in the house. Stink is upset. He says, "Hey, my gumball machine." Judy held out her arms to block the way. She's trying to keep them from getting their stuff back. "We're not going to use this stuff anymore. It's all from the rainforest," she told them. Boys and girls, all these things were not directly from the rainforest, but the materials that they're made from do come from the rainforest. That's why she keeps going back to talking about the rainforest. "Says who?" asked Stink. "Says Mr. Rubbish. They cut down way too many trees to grow coffee and give us makeup and chewing gum. The earth is our home. We have to take action to save it." Boys and girls, think about Judy and her attitude right now. She is very determined. She believes in this cause, and she's thinking about what her and her family can do to help make the world a better place, how they can save it by obviously reducing or reusing or recycling. It's what this makes me think of. She says, "We don't need all this stuff." So she is very determined to try to make a difference. Okay. And of course, just by looking at this illustration, I love this illustration that the illustrator uses here. It looks like Stink is literally blowing his top. And of course, we can tell by the look on his face, the steam coming out of his head, that he is so angry with her right now. He feels very angry with Judy for taking his gum. He even says, "I need gum. Give me back my gum." And I just started laughing right away because this reminds me of me and my brother when we were kids, always fighting or arguing over something. "Stink, don't yell. Haven't you ever heard of noise pollution?" "Is my coffee in there?" Dad asked, rubbing his hair. You can imagine poor Dad's tired and he's thinking, "I need my coffee." Her mom is upset because she's got ice cream dripping all over the table. Stink says she's batty. He's thinking she's gone crazy. Okay. She even writes down everything that they put in the trash can. I thought this was so funny. She says, "Time for plan B." She writes down all the things that they have in the trash can. You can imagine at the same time she's making a big mess. Look at the cat, boys and girls. She even refers to herself as a garbologist, like a person who studies garbage, or being a garbage detective. And here she really talks about recycling, reusing, the 3 R's. Dad says the 3 R's: reuse, recycle. What's the third one, I think? And then, of course, she sarcastically says, "Refuse to talk to little brothers until they quit throwing stuff away." So I thought that was funny. And she goes on and she says, "Did you know that one person throws away more than 8 pounds of garbage a day?" So she's really trying to convince her family that they need to make some changes. Boys and girls, really study these illustrations. They are meant to go with the text and help you understand the important parts of the story, and also to help you understand the theme. By this point of the story, you can probably start to understand what the author is trying to teach us in the story. Okay. She goes on and she talks about how you can make compost out of the trash. She's really trying to help her family understand why they need to make changes and how they can make changes. Here she really starts to get angry and yell. She's got her, you can tell her mouth is wide open. The illustrator's trying to let us know her fists are clenched, that she's becoming pretty angry with her family. She feels like they're just not listening to her. Her mom gives her lunch in a paper bag, and she yells, "Mom, it's in a paper bag." "What's wrong with that?" Stink asked. "Don't you get it?" said Judy. "They cut down trees to make paper bags. Trees give us shade. They help control global warming. We would die without trees." So she's trying to make her point and once again get the family to understand why she's so concerned. She is so worried about the trees that she decides to go out to her garage and get out her old Sleeping Beauty lunchbox so she doesn't have to use a paper bag that was used to that was made after cutting down a tree and then will end up in the trash. Okay. You can even see the look on her face and Stink back here. He just kind of thinks she's ridiculous at this point. And he's aggravating her about all of this. Okay. All right. So, boys and girls, what did you think about this story? It was definitely hilarious. Definitely lots of funny parts. After getting to the end of the story, and I stop and I think about, what is this story about? It's not just about a girl that is acting a little silly about all this recycling and reusing. I can tell that the author's trying to teach me something. What is the author trying to teach us about recycling and reusing in the environment? That's definitely going to have something to do with the theme, hint, hint. Okay, let's go back to our packet. All right, so for May 4th, or Monday, you are to answer who is the main character in the story. And of course, we're going to answer in a complete sentence. Judy Moody is the main character in the story. I got you started here with what are the other characters in the story and what are their character traits or feelings that the other characters have. I started off with Stink. I wrote that he's being a little pesky towards Judy, a little annoying. He also feels a little angry. What are his motivations for being this way? I wrote that he is irritated at Judy for taking his gumball machine and indicating like she's going to get rid of it. So think about Trace mom and dad and what they say in the story, what they say and do, and think about how you could describe them or think about their feelings and then why they feel that way. May 5th, what is the theme of the book or story you read? Boys and girls, I practically just gave this to you in our previous discussion, so I hope you're paying attention. I did get you started by writing the author wants us to learn. I'm going to stop there and I will pick up in our next video with May 6th. Good luck and have fun reading Judy Moody Saves the World, a Mr. Rubbish Mood. See you soon.